Gabe here with a crossover deck profile between the Scrub Academy and DB-YGO. Starting the day off, I ended up as 3-1 and
sorry about
playing
that.
Crusadias. Playing Crusadias, but it performed well. Just wanted to have a deck to have fun with since I came off the heels of that Prank Kids win. So I thought I'd play something fun, and it went pretty well.
This guy's insanely good at Prank Kids, by the way. I hate him.
All right, start the deck profile off. We got 3 Crusadia Arborea, the protection with tuner, probably one of the best ones. She's also a warrior,
really
which is pretty crazy. One of the best of the Crusadias, and definitely the one I like to see in my hands. I didn't see her too much today, but she definitely helped in saving a couple of my duels. Next we have Crusadia Reclusia. Reclusia is less useful, but you kind of want that pop effect to have the potential of outing floodgates if you need to.
It's a good option.
Saw it coming up a little bit, not quite often. Ended up under a skill drain, and I was able to Reclusia, target it with power, and prevent it from getting negated.
Oh,
so
sick.
Helped me get out of that skill drain. Least useful Crusadia, the Leonis. We are playing blind second, so we do like to have the Leonis around in case our opponent boards up with 4 defense position monsters. That piercing damage helps. Don't usually see it very often. It's the only one we're playing 2 of, but it comes up often enough. Mostly it's just a body. The best going second Crusadia Maximus. Maximus is the double damage. You're going into this every time you're dropping your OTKs, so definitely the most useful. Second most useful, the Crusadia Draco. This is the recovery. As long as you open 2 Crusadia monsters or something to summon to the zone, you can go into Draco, and this helps extend you back into the Link 3, so that way you can make the Equimax and OTK for game. The actual best Crusadia monster, Formud Skipper. Formud Skipper's out here. It's become more of a common tech than usual, but basically you're just copying a Crusadia monster in your extra deck, going into Magius, and then searching the follow-up extender, Parallel Exceed.
I'm familiar with that card.
Parallel Exceed's out here. One of the best cards to play if you just happen to be making Link monsters.
If your opponent doesn't have summon limit. Sorry.
Abyss Dweller is a good card this format, but
yes.
Definitely want to be playing this. Since I'm going second blind, you want to play the Kaiju package. Not playing the Dark Hole, but I play the 4 Kaijus just blind. These help set up OTKs. You can put them in zones being pointed to, so that way you can get the plus.
And it gives Equimax a ton of attack, and also you play multiple different ones, so that if you have 2 of them, you always win that battle.
Exactly.
Yep.
Going into just the rest of the blind second cards, we have the best hand traps in the format: Droll, Ash, and Nibiru. Even going into next format, I'd call this a post-ban list as well. Mm-hmm. Going into the next format, Nibiru, Droll, and Ash are still the best hand traps. We might see some more control cards, in which case I might swap it out for something like a Psy-Frame, but I'm not activating much without a monster on field. It's just nice to be going second with it. Nibiru also helps set up zones being pointed to. Same with the Kaijus. If you summon the Nibiru, you're summoning in one zone being pointed to, and you're summoning the token in the other zone being pointed to. Since Nibiru makes the original attack of the card the combined attack. So that means your Crusadias are gaining off of that token as well. Proceeding to spells. Miscellaneousaurus, but with a Crusadia in its name. This card saves you. It's very searchable. You're getting into your Regulex by your 4th summon, so most of the time you're able to activate this search the Crusadia power, so you can't get blown out by a Nibiru on your own. You're also playing the 3 of just so you could see it in your hand as often as possible. If you see it in hand, and then the 2 Crusadia monsters, you've pretty much got game, because you're going to end up searching the Testament or the Revival. Testament's the if you happen to be lacking cards, you can draw 4 or 3, and Revival is the OG OTK card. That's it for the
Assura Priest.
Exactly. Going into the rest of the spells, we have the Pot of Desires, just consistency. All the cards do the same thing for the most part. I'm never worried about banishing a one of for the most part. So the Desires just helps you see more Crusadia names in your hand, more Kaijus in your hand. A lot of people aren't negating this as well. They're saving their ashes for searches, or for hard searches, or for something that might be a little more useful than just a blind draw too. So a lot of people aren't negating this, which is beneficial to us since all of our cards do the same thing. This and the Prank Kids, let's both play the Desires. I think it's one of the best draws of the format because it doesn't revolve around you banishing extra deck resources.
If you're playing a deck that multiple cards do the same thing, it's really good. That's like when it came out, when Metal Foes came out, all the Metal Foes would do the same thing.
Exactly.
It's the same concept. It's so good in decks like that.
One of Calm, put the hand trap protection. Not seeing much of it. Again, you have an in-deck Miscellaneousaurus that's searchable, so you're usually protected from hand traps regardless, but it comes up as a one of. It's pretty nice. And then the Spell Trap Destruction.
It's basically a fourth copy of Power in a way, so it doesn't stop Nibiru, but yeah.
Spell Trap Destruction, we have the Duster at 1, so that's all I can play, but the Cosmic Cyclone is the next best Spell Trap Destruction, banishing the Eldritch, banishing the Quip spells, banishing anything you really needed to. I find that, if you draw this against a Prank Kids, we had 5 Prank Kids players here today.
Are you serious?
I don't want to take credit for anything, but we had 5 Prank Kids players here today.
Oh my God.
So
I didn't realize that.
drawing this and then activating it in the standby phase is the bane of a Prank Kids player's existence, since they can only activate their Fusion and Link spells. It's Fusion spell and Link Trap in the main phase. Drawing this and dropping it in the standby, easy win against Prank Kids. I dropped it earlier today and it was glorious. Proceeding to the extra deck.
How many main cards?
42, 43. I'm playing a little extra because of the Desires.
Okay.
But so I'm not worried about consistency since they all do the same thing.
Cool.
But proceeding to the extra deck, we're playing 2 of all of the good Crusadia monsters. We have 2 of the Searcher, Magius. A lot of people play this at 3. I just didn't want to. I felt my extra deck space was super crowded. The double Regulex, this is the Spell Trap Searcher. This is the card you're using to search Crusadia Power, your Miscellaneousaurus.
Yeah, if your opponent lets you resolve that, they're gonna have a bad time.
Exactly. You're gonna protect your Equimaxes from any sort of problems.
Yep.
Equimax, this is the OG.
Card is scary.
Definitely ending games early. I do play the one of Avramax. I don't go into this as often, but if I do happen to be playing Testament earlier in the turn, Testament's going to let me draw 4, so I might go into that just for the protection. I also tag into it with IP Masquerena a lot, which is super easy to get protection off. Halka Fabrics. The searchable Arborea is a tuner. This helps you link climb into cooler stuff. If you happen to be out of Crusadias, you can go into Hulk, summon something else, and then go into Equimax, which is nice.
Oh, Equimax is not just Crusadias. It's
just 2 plus effect
including
monsters.
Including a Crusadia, right?
Yep.
Yeah.
The 2 Nightmare package for the IPs, just generically good cards. I didn't end up seeing them all day.
IP Unicorn is so good.
Yeah.
Underrated.
Link Spider. I saw a lot throughout the forum. This is more of a local specific card, but I saw a lot of people putting in Nibirus, putting in random stuff that was summoning tokens to my board. The Link Spider is just nice for recovering. Since it has a downward facing arrow, you can just tag. You could just put another Crusadia underneath and start climbing again, which is super nice. The one of Almirage. This is for the Formud Skipper. A lot of people like to imperm that, effect filler that. So it's really nice to have something else to tag into in case you can't copy a Crusadia name. I know a lot of people like to play Phalanx instead. I don't particularly know why. Phalanx seems less effective than just having something your hand traps can tag into as well. Appaloosa, this is actually supposed to be a access code, but I gave it back to a friend. So if you have the access code, obviously play that. But Appaloosa is the other good IP Masquerena target and the best Xyz monster of the format. Abyss Dweller is stopping Prank Kids in their tracks. The same Prank Kids player that I dropped the Cyclone on, I dropped the Abyss Dweller on, ended the game right there.
That's a blowout on Prank Kids.
You're also stopping stuff like Eldritch Traps.
Yep, that does hurt a little bit.
Tri Brigade stuff, so it's definitely useful, especially at this locals. Extra decks looking very similar to what I played last time. Dark Rulers, Torrentials, Evenlies, Lancias, the 2 of Bell. Bell's a good hand trap for the format to sight into. Prevents you from getting called, prevents you from getting blown out by something that vanishes from your grave. The Hawks are definitely obnoxious. And then the one of Crusadia Vanguard.
What does this card do?
Vanguard is the card I'm citing in for going first. It just tributes a Crusadia to summon another Crusadia from the deck with a different name.
Oh, okay.
And then it forces your opponent to attack your link monsters instead of your back row. A lot of people like to out the Equimax board, the Equimax Abyss Dweller board, by just attacking straight into the defense position Maximus or whatever you might have. So tagging this out into maybe can't remember his name, Reclusia during your opponent's turn to pop itself or pop another monster, and then also maintaining the Equimax lock. Just really nice. A lot of people will obviously be making you go first. So, obviously the torrentials are there specifically for when you're going first. All this stuff's kind of here for when you're getting forced to go first. I might throw in the artifacts next time I play this deck, just because obviously everyone's trying to make you not blow them out.
Scythe
turn one.
Freaking blowout. Scythe's ridiculous.
Yeah, that's the deck profile though. Went 3-1. I'm very proud of it. Just something I wanted to play for fun. I've had the deck built since COVID, so I wanted to test it out finally now that I have the 4 mud skippers, I have the parallel exceeds, so it performed very well. I'm very proud of it. That's all. That's it. Subscribe to DB-YGO, subscribe to Scrub Academy. Thanks for the crossover, boys.
All right, no problem. Thanks for doing the deck profile, Gabe. Appreciate it.